Hi, it's Mrs. Christie's story time. Today's story is It Wasn't My Fault by Helen Lester. I'm going to grab my glasses. You guys find a comfy spot and we'll get started. It wasn't my fault. Things did not always go well for Mudley Gurdson. He couldn't control the toothpaste. He fell into wastebaskets, and he dropped only valuable vases. Whatever happened, it was usually his fault. One day he went for a walk in his one too big new shoe. He had stepped out of the other one, and he couldn't remember where. Before long, someone laid an egg on Mudley Gurdson's head. He looked around at a nearby bird. "Did you lay an egg on my head?" he asked. "I did," confessed the bird, "but it wasn't my fault. A horrible aardvark screamed and scared me." So Mudley Gurdson and the bird went to see the aardvark. "Did you scream and scare the bird into laying an egg on Mudley Gurdson's head?" they asked. "I did," confessed the aardvark, "but it wasn't my fault. A nasty pygmy hippo stepped on my tail and a scream just popped out." Together they went to find the pygmy hippo. "Did you step on the aardvark's tail, making him scream and scare the bird into laying an egg on Mudley Gurdson's head?" they asked. "I did," confessed the pygmy hippo, "but it wasn't my fault. I did it by accident when I was getting out of the way of a hopping shoe with long ears." "A what?" they asked. Just then, along came a hopping shoe with long ears. With a pull and a tug, they soon found that the ears were attached to a rabbit. "It wasn't my fault," the rabbit explained. "I was just hopping along when I landed in that shoe and became stuck." The shoe looked very much like the new too big shoe that Mudley had stepped out of some time ago. In fact, it was. Mudley thought, the rabbit became stuck in my shoe and frightened the pygmy hippo, who stepped on the aardvark's tail. Then the aardvark screamed and scared the bird into laying an egg on my head. "Well, then I suppose it was all my fault," Mudley Gurdson said very sadly. 2 tears splashed on his new too big shoes. "There, there," said the pygmy hippo, the rabbit, the bird, and the aardvark. "Don't cry." "It was my fault," said the bird. "It was my fault," said the aardvark. "It was my fault," said the pygmy hippo. "I think it was the shoe," said the rabbit. "Let's go back to your house and do something about that egg." They all went into the kitchen. The aardvark turned Mudley Gurdson upside down and the egg plopped right into the pan. The rabbit ground up the pepper. The pygmy hippo added just a pinch of salt, and the bird ran around and around and around in the pan, doing a very fine job of scrambling up that egg. Mudley Gurdson enjoyed every bite of his scrambled egg. Then Mudley thanked his friends. He went to the door to let them out. And oh no, but it wasn't his fault. And that's the end of our story for today. I'll have another one for you tomorrow. Join me then.